Okay, ladies and gentlemen, best of all out there. Got our point up next. Should we do the ending? Or just do that one if you can? Yeah. This was so much. But let's hear it back again at the PAC. John Robinson.
Thank you. This poem I'm doing tonight, as Zero said, it's 8 minutes long. Now, partway through, it might sound as though it's finished. So I'll put my hand up so you know there's about 4 more verses. And it's about all the idiosyncrasies and the things that perhaps annoy you as well as annoy me. It's entitled, What's It All About? And it goes like this. I've been wondering lately just what it's all about, as the latest smartphone leaves me in no doubt that by the end of next year they'll bring an even smarter one out. I've been trying to work out what's wrong with the one that I've got. I'm sure this one's an upgrade, as the manufacturer forgot. It's like the time I purchased the wrong PlayStation after queuing for 3 hours in sheer desperation, so that by the time I got home, they brought out a more advanced creation. I'm beginning to wonder when we stop being a nation of complainers, because nobody seems to grumble that it costs a week's wages for a new pair of trainers. Or that we're stuck on the phone, talking to a machine, or listening to music that makes us want to scream, when suddenly the phone goes dead. And we're stuck for 2 hours with that irritating song playing in our head, playing in our head, playing in our head. Mind you, there's obsessive music everywhere I go, at the supermarket and every other type of shop, and before I know it, I've gone and forgot what I went in for, and I wish for one day it would all just stop. And I'm an exhaust on one card you need, the crackle and pop, that make us both jump as I walk with my dog on the way to the shop. We've got stereos playing music, which, thank God I don't know, that's on so loud, I'm expecting to be passed by a mobile disco. And then there's all the bling that the music stars insist upon wearing. And I wish for just once they could sing something that doesn't involve swearing. I'll make a video that's not full of sex, as I find myself wondering whatever's coming next, because I'm still trying to work out what it's all about, as I have to listen to those people on their mobile phones that never talk, but always shout. And heaven forbid they should lose their precious phone, leaving them feeling helplessly lost and alone, not feeling so smart now without their electronic best friend, as their social life feels like it's come to a premature end. Not to worry though, as the solution is close at hand. They could use their computers to send messages to their bros that their parents still can't understand. Or could I suggest something which I'm wondering if I even dare say? They could walk to their friend's house. After all, it's only 4 houses away. And then they could go to the park with the rest of the mates, if only the council would unlock the gates. Not to worry though, as the solution is once more close at hand. They could go to the virtual beach and play in the make-believe sand. Even when I want to know the time, I simply look at my phone, because my watch is now redundant in my cupboard home alone. And the apparatus that I sometimes wear in its place is to count the throb of my pulse and my heart's resting pace. Even at the gym, people still incessantly use their mobile phone. Surely just for an hour or so they could leave the thing alone and hump in the way to whatever the cost. I'm in a room full of self-deceivers and I feel quite lost. Perhaps they think their designer training gear makes up for their self-lies. The lads who use the same weight as me, they're barely half my size. So after the gym I decided to make myself something to eat. Well, I would if I could read the writing on the packet that's so small and too petite. So instead I decided to make some scrambled eggs. Nothing too difficult, nothing too strange. Then I realised that the eggs are not free range. So finally I decided to eat some fruit. But as I begin to swallow, I begin to panic that it's commercially grown and it's not organic. So I forget about the food and I go outside for a walk to see if there's someone to whom I can talk. But nobody seems to know how to just say hello to a perfectly harmless stranger, and everyone seems to feel as though they are in danger if by chance they catch another person's eye. So they look at the texting screen until the potential threat has passed them by. Perhaps they have good reason to fear for their life, as kids as young as 7 go to school with their mum's best kitchen knife. It's for my own protection, they profess as their alibi, and seem genuinely shocked because they never expected the person they stabbed to die. In the echoes of the street, I hear another mother's desperate voice crying because she forgot to instill into her son that it's often the person with the knife that ends up dying. Then I hear on the news that an 8-year-old woman's sexual dignity has come under attack from a teenager whose excuse was, he just smoked a crystal of crack. For goodness sake, the old lady was somebody's gran. He needs locking up until he's an old man, with some really bad men who'll take him in the shower room and then... Even though last night when I was extremely tired, after perusing all the consumer goods I had meticulously acquired, I lay there comparing them to the value of my own self-worth and thought, surely they can't be the reason I was placed upon this earth. Then the voice in my head, that was only a whisper and in no way a shout, asked me what I believed it was all about. As I had an intellectual epiphany, I was kept awake by troubles and doubts, as I found myself wondering what if it turns out that the okey-cokey really is what it's all about. So there you have it. The whole world's gone mad, except of course for me, but I could pretend I've succumbed to the madness, fiddly-dum and fiddly-dee, and hopefully lock me away in solitary confinement and throw away the key. And then from all the noise and the never-ending consumerism, I'm finally going to be free. As the months pass in my self-inflicted solitude, I begin to notice that there's a transformation in my mood. I'm talking to myself a lot and I'm beginning to answer back. And I notice in my sanity there appears to be a crack. Perhaps I'm feeling lonely in my padded cell alone, and I wish for just 10 minutes I had my mobile phone. Thank you.